welcome to another edition of the Shirlma Show. Today we are blessed with the presence of Clarisse Ndinge. Clarisse is the lady behind BetaTinz. She's the lady behind Beta Girls Association. She's the lady behind Beta Night. She's the lady behind Beta Media. Clarisse, we are so thankful that you're here with us today.
It's such a pleasure. Thank you for having me. How are you?
I'm fine. BetaTorpoh. Wow. Oh, Clarisse, it's actually a surprise. I think it will come as a surprise to many to know that you did petroleum engineering.
Yeah.
Okay, and you actually have a bachelor's degree in petroleum engineering, right?
Yes.
So why did you do petroleum engineering?
Well, I did petroleum engineering because I like to think I'm an engineer at heart. I'm an engineer. Because basically an engineer is somebody who fixes things. Like if you see a problem and you can fix it, you're an engineer in that thing. So a petroleum engineer is just somebody who can identify problems around petroleum exports and exportations and can fix it. So that's, you know, since I am an engineer, like I said, so that's why when I got the opportunity to get into petroleum engineering, I just jumped on it because I'm a scientist at heart. Like I love science, you know. So yeah, I love it. I actually love science and engineering, maths, all those calculations. It's my thing. Like up to now, all the games on my phone are mathematics games, puzzles, because those are the kind of things I like. I like difficult things, and I like cracking difficult situations. Yeah, I like challenges. So that's why I got into petroleum engineering.
So Clarisse, okay, given your engineering background, does it help you today, given what you do?
Yes, it helps me a lot because, like I said, an engineer is someone who solves problems, and with everything I do is basically, you know, dealing with one challenge or the next. And I like to say, like I always say that it's because of my engineering background I'm able to do what I'm doing right now. Like it actually has broadened my mind in a lot of ways, and it makes it easy for me to do what I'm doing the way I'm doing it, because it gave me skills that I'm putting in place with what I'm doing. That's why I do what I do differently, just because of that experience, that educational background I have. So it actually inspires me. It has, because I like, people think that education, like if you study something, when you're studying, for example, petroleum engineering, you're actually, what you're doing is you're learning, you're gaining skills. Because people think, okay, we usually do a lot of maths. Yes, we do a lot of maths, but then it's giving you skills. It's making you to be that kind of person that is perseverant. It's making you to be tolerant. Like you solve one maths question, you can take like 2 hours to crack one question. It gives you a certain attitude. You know, it gives you a certain way that it broadens. That's why education, I'll always be that kind of person. I'll vouch. I'm an advocate for education because it broadens your mind, not necessarily doing what you're doing, but then it gives you skills that you can use in practical life to make things better. So I do what I do differently just because of, you know, not just because, but then that's an added advantage. Yeah, the fact that I did petroleum engineering.
So in 2013, you started blogging. By then you were still in school, right?
Yes, also.
So it's actually, so there is this dilemma that I might actually want to pose. Okay, let's say today your younger sister walks over to you and says, Grandse, I want to start a business. I'm still in school. She's still in school. So your younger sister walks over to you. She's still in school. And she tells you, Grandse, I want to start a business while going to school. What will your response be? I ask this because when you're in school, right, there are some parents that are always of the opinion that if you're going to school and maybe doing a business, then you might not focus on your education. And actually we've seen cases like that. But in your case, because you were going to school and you had this passion for blogging and you started it, it actually helped you in future. When you couldn't find a job, you could easily turn towards it. So what would your advice be to that young girl who maybe wants to start a business while going to school?
Okay, this question is very interesting to me because I like all my younger sisters, I advise them. There's nobody in my house I've not told them that, okay, this thing you are doing is nice. Don't just focus on school, try to explore it. I always encourage my youngest brother. Now he's in the university. He's year 1 university, and I'm always telling him, you know what? Think of something. You're in school. You have friends. Think of something that you can sell among your friends. Think of something that, I mean, a certain passion around the lifestyle of the people you live with that you can sell. Look for a problem and then find a solution. Start a business. I'm always encouraging people to do that because every opportunity in life is something to explore. Even in school, you do many courses, but there's one that is going to be the one that maybe you would even, that will give you a career, not necessarily the major course you did. So I always encourage them to take everything seriously and, you know, get it, like anything that you're passionate about, explore it. And I'm also an advocate for self-education, because a lot of what I'm doing now, I learned it by myself, just out of passion. So I'm an advocate for self-education, in like invest in yourself. Just because you're going to school, we have 24 hours in a day, you can do all of that. Many young people today don't have a lot of things that they do with their time besides WhatsApp, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and all of that. But then, while on those platforms, because even that is a career path, while on those platforms, look for a way to monetize it. Everything that you're doing, just do it seriously, and then try to see how you can make a business out of it. Whether if you're that kind of person that likes to be on social media, try to see how you can use social media to make money. There are social media influencers. I'm a social media influencer. Look for a way that you can be building a platform that can lead, can, you know, cost you, or that you can create a business around. So for me, I mean, education is not only in the classroom, it's everywhere. And I'm very, 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 I'm one of those people that is like, I mean, you should be in the classroom, because when you go to the classroom, it gives you a lot of skills that you can use, and you can easily, somebody who has gone to school or who is educated can easily identify a problem. And that's where business starts from, identifying a problem, developing an idea, looking for solutions. So when you go to school, you can easily identify a problem. So it's very, very, I think, I mean, it's important. I'll advise everybody who is a youth. Not everybody can be a business person, that's true. But then if you have a passion, explore it. Yeah.
So you have this program, BetaTorpoh. Tell us a little bit about it.
So BetaTorpoh is a talk show, just like the Shirlma show. It's a talk show in Cameroonian Pidgin, where I mean, basically a talk show where relevant personalities are interviewed in Cameroonian Pidgin, basically. So it could be like on BetaTorpoh we highlight stories, so people and their stories. So you don't need to be a celebrity to be on BetaTorpoh, but you need to have a story that is worth telling. And then, yeah, that's what it is.
So, but why the enthuse for Pidgin?
Okay. Well, before blogging, right, my original idea was to have a TV show. So I'm a TV person. I love TV. When I'm at home, I'm doing everything in front of the TV, eating in front of TV, walking in front of TV. So I really, really love TV. So I used to watch TV a lot, and I'll be seeing all these nice shows. I'm seeing all these nice, and I'm like, why do Cameroonians not have this kind of thing? You know, why? Like, yeah, we do have talk shows, but then we like, I mean, I really just wanted Cameroon to be out there like that. So I started blogging because I wanted to create a platform. But then, you know, TV is difficult because you need cameras, you know, you need all of this. But then for the internet, you just need your data and your computer. So back then I used to, you know, go to the cyber on my 500 blog for 1 ad, so and I'm happy. So yeah, but that's how the idea came. So I've always wanted to be on TV. So when I started my blogging, and the BetaTinz Instagram page is like the most popular page, and it's in Pidgin English, you know. And for me, why I even did that one in Pidgin is because I wanted to create a light atmosphere, like something that, I mean, I wanted something that's very, very representative of Cameroon first of all, and then something that is going to have a very, very deep cultural significance, because for me it's very important, like that connection, something that you're like, this is Cameroon, this is Cameroonian. So that's how the Pidgin idea came about. So when I mean, got the opportunity to be able to have a TV show, I was like, why not do, you know, the same Pidgin thing? Because I wanted to do something different. Now, yes, of course, there are English shows with unique ideas, but this particular thing I want to do, I carried the same idea for, you know, a light atmosphere and all of that. So the TV show, that's why I said, let's be in Pidgin. So people would, you know, be more relaxed, not feel like, okay, I should come and blog grammar or something. Just create a different vibe. Because a lot, and then people usually associate Pidgin with local, you know, primitive. I wanted to change that narrative, because Pidgin is something that is very, very cultural. It has very, very cultural significance to who, I mean, all the countries that speak Pidgin it has a cultural significance to all those countries. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are primitive if you speak Pidgin. It just means that you are from this place or you understand this language. So that's what I wanted to you know, put forward. So yeah, that's why Pidgin.
Wow. So what has been the growth process, kind of like from the first episode to where you are now?
Yeah, it's been amazing. Like, it has really been great, and every day we just keep, you know, improving and, you know, being better. When we started, we had like one camera that we were working, like, I mean, even my technical crew were just people from the university, like we're fresh out of university, and it was the guy I was working with. It was just his passion. I was like, you know what, I have this idea. Let's do this thing together, and that's how we started working. And then we just got better. We just grew. You know, it's been amazing, like all the way, and the response, the way people relate with the show is it's just good.
I love it. I just love the show. Yeah, and this smile too, you know. That's one thing that intrigues me a lot about you, you know.
Thank
So
you.
after the break, please don't go away, because Clarisse Ndinge is still here. BetaTorpoh is still on the Shirlma show. If you're just joining us on the Shirlma show, we are here with Clarisse Ndinge. Clarisse Ndinge of BetaTorpoh. Hey, girl. Oh, BetaTorpoh. Hey. So let's look a little bit at Beta Girls Association. So what is Beta Girls Association all about?
Okay, so Beta Girls Organization is an NGO with, I mean, an NGO that created for girls to inspire other girls, like girls to empower other girls.
Wow.
So basically, that's what it is. Just creating a platform where girls that have a certain knowledge or a certain experience or certain anything that they can share, just to empower other girls. So that's what Beta Girls Organization is, just creating that platform. So we do that through events. We call it Beta Girls Talk events. We have done events about breast cancer, girls and entrepreneurship. So, you know, that's basically what Beta Girls Organization is. So we just create that platform. So we do these events, we host them in schools. Some of them are independent of schools, just get girls, I mean other girls, to empower other girls, or other women to empower other women.
So, but when you choose topics such as maybe unwanted pregnancy and premarital sex, right? How do you deliver that kind of message that might sometimes be kind of considered uncomfortable? Meanwhile, you still ensure that the audience remains comfortable.
Yeah, that particular, we have held one event with that topic, and that particular one was in a village in Boya, Bonakanda. And the people we're talking to were kids. We were focusing on kids from between like 12 to like 18.
Like teenagers.
Yeah, teenagers.
Yeah.
Because we realized that with the Anglophone crisis, many of these kids are not going to school, or they were not going to school, and they were just at home. So many of them were getting pregnant. Like pregnancy was, I mean, small children pregnant. So the idea was to educate them on why they should focus on going to school at this age, because getting pregnant at this age, this is what can happen. Many of them have dropped out of school already when they were supposed to be in school. And then we're also advising them on how to prevent pregnancies, teaching them about condoms, contraceptives, why they should use it, you know, and not get pregnant, and focus on being in school. So with the audience, was a young audience, and the language we're using and everything was one that was appropriate for their age, just so they could understand what we're trying to say.
So now with the Beta Girls Association, right? What's the rationale behind choosing the topics for discussion? Okay,
it's usually about finding a particular, like trying to address a particular issue. So with different topics, we usually want to address different things. Like for example, when we did the Girls and Engineering, we did it in Polytech in Yaoundé, and we're talking to the female students of Polytech in Yaoundé, advising them, because they reached out to us actually, and some of them, not everybody, but like one girl reached out to us, and she was like, when they go to school, a lot of times they have this notion. Many people tell them that, okay, you're doing engineering, you'll not get married, because then it's like people, no man wants to marry a female engineer. Some other people tell them you cannot be an engineer, you go to school because you'll not have time to take care of your family and all of that. So we did that event just to make them to know that, see, you can be an engineer, and you can be a civil engineer, you can be a woman, you can be a wife, you can be a mom. So we got people who are doing all of that already. Wow. Come and talk to them and inspire them. Just let them know that, okay, me, I'm an engineer, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, so you can also be that. So we usually choose topics based on addressing particular issues. So like we have no limits, as long as it has to do with the girl child or a woman, we talk about it, or we get involved.
So how does Clarisse manage her personal life and her career?
Well, interesting. I like to, well, to do everything that I do, you have to be able to, I don't know, it's a gift. I know how to multitask. So that's an advantage I have. I know how to multitask. Like I'm on your show, but then I'm handling other things. I'm blogging. I've made like 4 posts since I came here. You know, so I know how to multitask. Yes, so that's a gift I have. You know, and then that's just how I manage it. I multitask. Like I could be at home and then I'm helping my son to do his homework, but I'm working. I'm doing what I have to do, and then so it's just that's the way I go about it. I multitask. Yeah.
You know, I really admire the fact that you like supporting other ladies, supporting other entrepreneurs, right? So why do you think it's so important to kind of collaborate with others? Because I even on one of your shows, you actually called openly for collaboration. So why is this important?
I think that, I mean, nobody can do it alone. It's a, I mean, the more hands on deck, the faster the work. So I believe in collaborations. I will collaborate with the right people, because collaborations are very, very tricky. You go and collaborate with somebody that is not on the same page with you or doesn't have the same vision with you, you'll get yourself in trouble. So I believe in collaborations, but collaborating with people that have the same vision with you and that are professionals. And then I also believe in empowering other people. Like, okay, if you're doing something, get somebody who has a passion, you know, walk them through it if they have the drive that you're looking for. So for me, with collaborations, it has to do with energy. So if you're with somebody, like if you want to work with somebody, it's about the person's energy. Is the energy on your level? Is the energy flowing with your energy? If yes, fine, you guys should work. If not.
So let's look at this scenario. What if you get somebody at first sight thinking that the person actually shares your vision, and later on you discover maybe the person does not share your vision? So what do you do in such situations? Have you ever had such
I've had many of those kind of situations where you start working, like you have, I mean, this idea, you guys start working together, and along the line, for me it's easy, just address it, like have that conversation. It's very easy for I believe in being honest about everything. So I'm always honest about everything. So I usually tell my people, like if there's something that's wrong, if there's something I'm finding out, if there's an energy that is, I address it, like, okay, what's going on? Is it that you don't want to work with me anymore? What's happening? You know, what should we do? And if the person's like, okay, no problem, let's you know, separate from here. What do you want? If it's a deal that is pending, like, okay, if you have to pay them, just make sure that you do your own part of the agreement that was supposed to be done. So for me, it's easy. We just have the conversation and we address it. And I usually tell you, you know what, this is it. I think maybe you're too busy, or you're not on the same page, or it's okay, maybe at this point we should separate. Or for me, it should not be that hard I always say it, even if it's my sister, it doesn't have to be a problem. I just feel like communication is key. It shouldn't be a fight. It should just be a conversation, like an honest conversation. Maybe you are not flowing with me anymore, and it's okay. So at this point, maybe we should, you know, separate. We should not do this thing together anymore.
BetaTorpoh, well, girl. Oh, thank you so much. So after the break, we'll still be here with BetaTorpoh, Clarisse Ndinge. If you're just joining us today on the Shirlma show, we're here with Clarisse Ndinge. She's the lady behind BetaTinz, Beta Media, Beta Girls Association, Beta Night, BetaTorpoh. All this for you want.
I say.
Oh man, you go kill you. Cameroon over here, you know.
Not at all.
You see the start no. Leave out. I'm sure the sky is your limit, girl. So girl, what if today, right, you had that opportunity to talk to young entrepreneurs, what will you tell them?
There are many things I want to tell them, but then I think the first thing I'll say is that you should believe in yourself.
Okay.
Because when you're embarking on any journey, most of the times the road is lonely. Like when you start, people don't hardly believe in you. If you have somebody who believes in you, you are lucky. A lot of times you don't have people around you don't usually understand what you want to do. In my case, I was a petroleum engineer, graduated. So my mom, everybody could not understand why I would want to, you know, give up the hustle to work as a petroleum engineer, to be an entrepreneur. You know, it just did not make sense to them at that time. And I understood, you know, it took time. So when you're around that kind of energy, where people don't understand what you're doing or where you're going to, if you don't believe in yourself, then you'll crash. Because then you need to have to have a drive. So you need, so believe in yourself. That's the first thing. Secondly, your passion. Like, do something that you're passionate about, because if you don't like it, you give up when you start. Because when you start, money is not coming, stress from left, right, and center. So if you don't like it, you will give up easily. You will just find yourself just letting it go. Because so you need to love it. Don't get into something for the wrong reasons. Go into it because you really, really like it. And the next thing I'm going to say is that you should believe in me. I believe in God. I don't know, let me know if I'm supposed to believe in me. I believe in God. I'm a Christian. So believe in I mean, you have to believe in somebody who is bigger than you, somebody that is the controller of all manifestations that you cannot see. You need to have hope in something. When it's not right now, what gives you hope? What are you believing in? You cannot believe in yourself because you are weak. You don't see the future. You need to believe in somebody who knows the end from the beginning. So that gives you hope that, okay, this thing that I'm doing, I know that it's going to work, because I mean, this person that is bigger than me, who has seen the end from the beginning, is giving me assurance that it's going to work. So believe in God. Have that conversation with God before you start. Like, the conversation with God I'm talking about is, what is my purpose? Why am I on earth for? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? You know, because if you don't have that conversation with God, if you don't have that assurance from God that, okay, this is the path that you should take, it's going to be difficult along the way. Where are you going to have hope in? Who would you hold on to? You know. So if I mean, believe in God is very important, because that faith in God is going to take you through all those nights that you're crying. Because when you're crying, you wipe your tears and I'm like, God has heard me, and I know that He will answer me. You know. If you don't have that belief that, okay, God has heard me, answer me, well, so that's why many entrepreneurs go into depression. Many entrepreneurs go into depression, and they think it's a normal thing. It's not normal because they want to do everything by themselves. They deal with all those emotions alone. I mean, there's God. Those are, I think, the simple tips I'm going to give to entrepreneurs. And another thing I like to say to young entrepreneurs is that start with what you have. There's this thing of always postponing. Oh, I want to start a TV show. I want to start a TV show like the Shirlma show, but I need a budget of 2.5 million. I don't even have 2.5 million. Okay, you don't have 2.5 million, but you have one phone. You have a smartphone that has a very good camera that you can start managing with. You have maybe 50,000 in your account. With that 50,000, you can go and meet a friend of yours, or you can go and see how you can rent maybe one camera. With one camera in your phone, that's already 2 cameras that you can manage and be like, okay, let me just do this thing. Start with what you have. Don't always be thinking that I must have that 2.5 million before I start. Start with the small that you have. Even if people want to invest or people want to support you, they need to see that you can do something. So what do you have to prove that you can even do something? So always start with what you have. This procrastination attitude, the little that you have, what you can do with it, begin to do it just little by little. So yeah.
BetaTorpoh. I beg Clarisse some shout out there, yeah. We need forever here.
Oh,
I know that some people they don't support you all the time.
I don't even, honestly, okay, I don't want to call them, because when I call them, I'll not call for me, I'll be trouble. So I'll just say in a nutshell, first of all, that if I'm shouting out to people, I would like to shout out to my beta people. Okay. Those who support me. Like, everybody who supports me is a beta person. I already know people that follow BetaTinz, people that watch BetaTorpoh, people that used to attend Beta Night, because Beta Night has been on hold for a while now. People that attend Beta Night, people, my beta media clients, my beta girls who are with me on Beta Girls organization. Like, I really just want to shout out to all my beta people for supporting me, for being there with me, and yeah.
Thank you so much for being with us on the show.
Thank you for having me.
But before you go, please, we have some random questions for you. Hope you don't mind.
I don't mind.
Okay. Yep. So you just choose any. Okay. You answer maybe 3, if you don't mind.
All right, let me.
Yeah.
Should I open it?
Yes, please. You can read.
What was that weirdest smell you like, which most people would dislike? Hey, let me see. What's that weird smell I like that people dislike? Weird smell, and I actually have many weird smells I like. I just come to my head. Think. Weird smell that I like. I like the smell of rain.
The smell of rain.
You know when rain is falling?
Yeah.
There's a smell like when the rain is falling on the dust now.
Yeah.
I like it. Like,
I know that smell.
Yes, I like that smell.
Yeah, you be better there. All right, next.
Let me pick another one.
Yes, please.
If a criminal turns himself in, shouldn't he get the reward money? Which reward money for what?
let's assume that a thief comes, kind of like maybe they put some money, like a cash prize, that they're looking for a thief, and then they say,
the thief comes and says, I'm the one.
Yeah.
No, they should not give him the money.
Why?
He should not get the money because he's the thief. Like he's the one that it's because of him that they put the ransom in the first place. So why should they give him the ransom?
Confirm. Okay. The third.
Let me choose this one. Hey, which do you cuddling or kissing, and why? I prefer kissing to cuddling. Cause why? I think I like the intimacy that comes with kissing. Cuddling is intimate as well, but I feel like cuddling is overrated and it's stressful. I don't feel like cuddling is stressful. Yeah.
I don't hear. I don't hear. No comments. Some commenting. Thank you so much, Clarisse.
Thank you for
All right. So please, how can people get to you?
Okay, I'm on social media, Clarisse Ndinge. Yeah, just you can. I always respond to people who write to me, so you can write to me on my social media pages. I'm on Instagram at Clarisse Ndinge. I'm on Facebook, Clarisse Ndinge. I'm on Twitter at Ndinge, Clarisse Ndinge. So yeah, you can get to me on all those platforms, and I'll respond to you.
Oh, it couldn't have been better. I just enjoyed everything. It's like we should continue talking, right? I'm telling you.
I really want to have people. I wish we could though.
So please, we're here today with Clarisse Ndinge. Clarisse Ndinge is the lady behind Beta Media, Beta Girls Association, BetaTinz, Beta Night. Also at Clarisse Ndinge. Thanks so much for watching, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Shirlma Show. Thank you for always being there with us.